This is my letourneau pan. It's sitting here, sitting where the 4-lane is going to be coming through, and I'm thinking about moving it. And so anyway, it was running, but I'm not going to get it running probably if you buy it, because I just don't want to mess with it. But it was running. It just had a minor electrical issue with something I can't remember. But anyway, I'm going to point out the flaws, since you might want to restore it. The flaws are that the grill or the rim around the grill on both sides has a dent. This side and this side. But the important thing is the nice rounded part on top looks great. You could probably recreate and weld in new panels on the side if you wanted to restore it. This looks great, especially the stamped emblem right here, which is rusty in the corners. But this is pretty common on these things because, you know, the steering would go out with somebody when they ran it and they'd bump into stuff. So, got a dent right here. Well, that's stuff that doesn't really matter. It's to be expected, but the engine ran great. But, well, I don't even see any oil leaks. But, engine ran great. I guess it's a 6-cylinder. And it's got an alternator on it, pretty fresh one. Muffler's still there. We had lots of these machines, especially my dad. This tire's kind of holding there, but well, this is a pretty solid piece. It's got a hydraulic tank here because it has, and a hydraulic valve because it has a hydraulic ejector in the back, which is awesome. See the hydraulic lines running through there? And that is so much better than that complicated cable system on the rear. But of course the seat's gone from sitting here, but still got the floorboard and everything. Doesn't look really rusty or anything, but still got the covers on the side with the switches. Still got the motors. It's in a hard place to film. I got a truck bed sitting up on top to keep it out of the dirt, but only dents really is common is this gate on the back. That's pretty normal. I guess somebody drops the gate and they've hit stumps and rocks with it. But, and a battery box back here, still there. Usually those rust out pretty quick. And the cutting edge has teeth rigged up on it. See that? Of course, those teeth are missing right there. But that works pretty dang good in certain situations. Has a little crack right there, but that's no big deal on a pan. This is inside the bowl, and I guess the plates run up a little ways here, and it's got a little flaw right there, for visual flaw anyway, but it looks pretty good. The bottom's still in it, and fuel cap's still there. That's amazing. There's the vent cap for the rear ends, for the rear end, excuse me. Still got the panel on the side of the switches. We used to leave them off. The sheet metal is not really that rusty. It's just flakes. Oh, there's a rusty spot under the seat frame. It's not that bad though. I think it's a piece of flat sheet metal you could put in right there. But it's pretty solid. There's that hydraulic tank. And here's the dash. this thing. There's the dash. Everything is still there. The switches. The throttle. There's that cool hydraulic ejector rigged up, which is pretty neat. There's the lines that run to the back for the hydraulic cylinder. That's the only thing that I always hated about these pans was the ejector. All those cables would jerk out. And get off here. Of course, there's the pedals. And this side of the motor, there's the only dent in the hood that I could see is around this breather. That's fixable. And this breather's dented from, I guess this thing will swing into something. You know how these pans are. It's got some scratches right here, but it looks fine. So really the only sheet metal trouble you would have is that dent, that breather, which is universal. You can find those off of about every kind of equipment made. And those two things, if you were going to restore it. And here's the tag, Letourneau model CR. The serial number is GT-4587-SOR-J. GT-4587-SOR-J. Manufactured in the United States, RG Letourneau Incorporated, Peoria, Illinois. So you can find these tires probably anywhere if you want nice ones to restore this baby. Let's see. What else do you want to see? The motors look good. I believe it was all working except for some kind of a rectifier issue or switch or something right in here. But if you're restoring this thing, that's going to be very mild. Still has covers on the motors. That cover has a dent, but you can make some pretty ones. Just weld some up out of some flat metal. See if I can get in a position to film this thing better. Got a bunch of briars here. This is Georgia. Back tire has a little area in it. There's the hydraulic cylinder that pushes the ejector. It's pretty dang neat, man. I'll tell you what, I'd probably leave that on it because it may not be original. Here's the back pushing into this pile of dirt. See where the hydraulic cylinder is? Right there. And the lines run down here. Pushes the gate out. It's pretty dang awesome. It does away with that cable system. And if you just put it on for a museum and you wanted it 100% original, I guess you could take that off. But boy, that sure did make it move dirt a lot better. I actually bought it that way from a guy up in Charlotte, North Carolina. Here's the wires that used to go to it in the back, to the electric motor back here. So it's still there, but I wish this truck bed wasn't on this thing, but it is. I got it sitting up here. Keep it out of the rain. So it's just hard to make a video in this position, but they don't make any of these things anymore, of course, and they're all gone. So here is this machine for you on video. Oh, let me climb up here. See, the hood looks great. It's got the arch in it. Radiator cap. Top of the Grill looks great. We've got to where we don't use scrapers or storage in the mountains because it's too steep. And it's easier to hire people to drive articulated dump trucks and load with track hose. Sometimes it can be rocky, sometimes it's Georgia clay, but here's the motor under that cover. And this chain is holding that truck bed. See that? Keeps it from sliding off. We just took a track going through this bed up on here. Anyway, there's the cables that run the bowl. They're all there. There's the wedge that you take the slack up with at the end of the cable. There's the roller and the track. I kind of hate to let this thing go. It'd bring a ton of money for scrap metal. And here is an eagle eye view. I mean, that's just a junk seat, but I would put a cab on the thing if it was me. But anyway, here's the video I wanted to make you. Thanks.